Skull of Doom. Very, very happy about that. So really feeling like I'm in the running to win this game after events such as that. And the Knights were just too afraid to charge me. Not because they failed the fear test, but they just didn't issue a charge. They knew that they couldn't beat the king, and they just didn't want to squander themselves. Next picture, what's happening over here? As you can see, the horsemen, I think, chased some dudes away. The halberders in the background, the unpainted ones, have been chased away. So are the spearmen next to them, and the chariots have overrun into the small group of gunners there, and they're going to take them out. Meanwhile, the pistoliers are still shooting up the skeleton, the chariots on the far left. Next picture, a bit of clarity here. The skeleton, the chariots in the foreground charge the cannon crew and take them out. That gets rid of one artillery piece and trying to get some points back from them. The halberders actually charge the chariots in the flank. Now, something really annoying happened here. I charged the dudes who failed their fear test. They ran, and then he flank charged me with the halberders. And I asked him to look up the rules. We had a check. I had a talk about it, and we determined that if the parent unit of the detachment fails its charge, then apparently you can still countercharge with the detachment. Somebody ought to comment and tell me if that's incorrect, but that's how we played it. And I unfortunately got bogged down in combat for a couple of turns with those annoying halberders on my flank of the big chariot unit. So that really sucked, and I still didn't even kill that unit, even though I had charged it twice with my biggest unit of chariots. Just appalling. And in the background, my terrible unit of horsemen charged the halberders and pretty much just get face planted because they had a counter-charging, flank-charging attachment there, and then horsemen are just terrible units overall. You shouldn't use them if you're playing Tomb Kings, unless you've got a nicely painted unit that you're using to impress judges by using a weak army. And there you have it. In the far background, the Tomb Guard have turned to face... In fact, I'm going to go to the next photo for this. The Tomb Guard have turned to face the Pegasus Rider. So if by some miracle the catapult crew... Well, the king's in the catapult crew, so if I hold off his charge, I'll be able to charge them in the back with the Tomb Guard, potentially. Next photo. Oh, what happens here? The king's moved over to the catapult crew. He manages to get a spell off, charges the captain and smashes him with the destroyer, removes him down to 1 wound, but the captain attacks back and severely injures the Tomb King, in danger of actually losing the Tomb King, which would be a disaster. I'll be able to get revenge with the Tomb Guard, but things looking very precarious, so it's a duel to the death between these guys. By the way, he used the Eldred's Casket of Sorcery to actually remove the Incantation of Urgency from my Lich Priest Hierophant, which was shocking. And if I hadn't mentioned it before, the Casket of Souls has been destroyed by a cannonball. The Lich got taken out, so that sucked, but that's... You're just asking for a cannonball if you take a Casket of Souls and don't take a ward save on it, and I really just failed there. Really need to take Collar of Shapesh if you're going for a Casket of Souls every time. It's just a no-brainer. Next photo, the Knights Panther finally get some courage and they charge the archers who have reformed. The king's not in that unit, but luckily they can take the charge with the ranks, and indeed that's what they did. So I'm ready to actually gangbang them with the Scorpion and the archers in the foreground. And the king, what happens with the king is that he keeps fighting and he slays the Pegasus. Now, we've reached the horrible part of the game where I'm out of photos, so even though there are a couple of turns left and they were just nail-biting turns where tons of stuff happens, I'll explain what happens. The archers and the Scorpion on the right-hand side flank beat off the Knights Panther, chase them down and kill them, and just hang out on the right-hand side flank for most of the game. Archers back on the hill for the Empire just keep shooting at things but don't get destroyed. The steam tank keeps getting hurt, and what happens is the king joins the Tomb Guard, who move into the midfield and have a fight with the steam tank just as I did in the previous game. The king does severe damage on the steam tank, doesn't quite die. He brings the Tomb Guard to under half health, but they're intact at the end of the game. The chariots on the left-hand flank just get shot up so badly by the Pistoliers and get goose chased around so badly by the Empire forces there that they're all destroyed by the end of the game, with a few detachments left to pull that off and some skirmishing archers. And after a weary 6 turns, it felt like forever, we finally finished it and added up the points, and it turned out that it was a draw. And I'm really thankful for that, because I thought I was going to lose this game, but I played the best as I could. We had a good talk about it after this game, and I asked him what could I have done better. A couple of things. I think I focused too many shots on the steam tank. Again, I hit it, only did 1 wound with the roll to wound thing, and I was kind of unlucky with that, but I was lucky enough to hit it and not misfire. He mentioned that I should have fired at other units and used the panic element of the catapult a lot better to actually get rid of his units systematically to prevent all that shooting. I think the other mistake that I made is that I'm just not equipping my chariots perfectly. I think I need to stop using the banner of the Cursing Wound and start using either the Mirage banner or the one that gives you more combat res by +1 to hit. You get more hits in, and that's been recommended to me by a different Tomb Kings player that I think I better take that on board. I'm going to start using either the Mirage banner so they don't get shot up so bad, or the Icon of the Sacred Eye so I can actually get some combat res and win combats rather than being stagnated and dying. So I think that's the way to go. Other than that, maybe a little bit of NAF deployment and me choosing the terrain and so forth. Maybe I wasn't quite careful about that, and obviously the collar of shape edge needs to be on the lich on the casket. But that's about it. I made some good decisions this game, managed to scrape a draw, and really enjoyed it. This is one of the most intense games of Warhammer I played. Hope you guys liked the report. Sorry about the no pictures. Going to charge up my camera for tomorrow's game against High Elves. Really looking forward to it. It's my old army from 10 years ago when I was 12. My first Warhammer army was High Elves, and now I am going to be facing the past. So I'm going to bring you a report on that tomorrow if all goes well. See you guys later.